Hello, and welcome to the Outer World Podcast. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm with my co-host here today, Daniel.
Yeah, good to be here.
Unfortunately, we don't have our third. Callum Rogers is absent due to his own reasonings, I guess.
He's gone.
We got him rid of him. one week of him full here, and we're just like, you
Yeah.
know what?
Enough of that.
Enough of that. No. He'll be back next week, I'm sure.
just the classic, the OG.
Yeah. They did pull the OG of not turning up. It was my turn last week. I imagine it'll be Dan's turn next week.
Yeah.
He did say he had a flu coming on.
Yes, so it's a pleasant evening in Dunedin. We've just got and had burgers for dinner, as is traditional.
Yeah, it's basically tradition of us now at this point. Tuesday night starts going to get a burger before the podcast.
Yeah, burger before the potty. So we went to Reburger. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't like their beef burgers.
I actually thought because I got a beef burger, I actually thought it was alright. It
And
wasn't
like
too
their
bad.
fillings are nice, but their like beef patties just tend to not really
Yeah.
be flavoursome. It just seems to be slap
Yeah.
mince.
I really recommend the loaded fries though. Oh,
Oh,
solid.
their later fries are good.
Yeah, I put like
Keep that in your book, travellers, for
they put like fried chicken on top.
the
I didn't
Dunedin
expect
road
that.
to Nats. Make sure you make a time slot to go to a Reburger.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty busy there. So you have to.
I think
You have
in
to
the
like eat
daytime,
away,
you
right?
usually find. Yeah, like we were in nighttime at dinner period, like
Yeah.
in the student area. It's going to be busy
Yeah.
on Tuesday, which is basically probably their payday equivalent of their payday.
Yeah.
You know, that it's going to be busy.
Yeah.
It changes, I imagine, during the day as well.
Yeah. 8 out of 10 chips, 7 out of 10 burger.
Yeah, they switched to beer batter fries. I'm not a fan of that. I like they had like these chips with like a really decent, nice spicy seasoning, and then like recently they
stopped
changed
doing
to
it.
like
Oh,
beer
no.
batter fries. Not a fan.
So sad.
Not a fan.
Anyway, this is a Flesh and Blood podcast.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's enough burger talk.
yeah.
Burger podcast comes later.
Yeah. That's our after hours podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, Road to Nat season's coming up, like, very soon.
Next week, starting next week, officially, right?
Yeah,
175 events across the world. That's a lot of events. It's 175 tunics.
Yeah.
I can do math.
Yeah, nice one.
And tunic maths as well.
Yeah, so it's like unparalleled, like in terms of like how many events, how they're distributed.
Yeah. It'll be insane. It'll actually be really good. I'm actually looking forward to them to start smashing in.
Mm.
Because our first one that we're going to isn't actually until like midway through August.
Yeah, the ones we're personally going to, because we're not going to any of the North Island ones this time, are we?
No, we're not. Largely due to half of Wellington selling out before we even
Yeah,
we'd even
yeah, we were like kind of keen on going to the Wellington dual header,
yeah.
but then the tickets just like got home one evening. I looked
One
at Facebook,
one was sold
and
out.
one was gone. So it was like, oh, it's not really worth.
Yeah. It's great to go see the people, but I don't
Yeah.
think I can value my money for that at the moment.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go.
I'm the
Unless I was
same.
doing
It's like a
both of them.
time thing, right? It's quite a lot, because I'm studying at the moment. It's like quite a lot to just take the weekend
Yeah.
off and then also train,
Test.
test
Yeah.
extra hard for it beforehand. So
Yeah. But it looks like so mid-August we'll be going to, the first one's Nelson. We'll be driving up Friday morning, leave Friday morning, try to get there by Friday evening around 10ish, 11ish.
Yep. And I got a mate's place to stay at this
Yeah.
time. So
Fancy place.
yeah,
Must be great to have rich parents. Callum,
Hey, we'd be thankful here. We'd be thankful.
adopt me already. I want to be a Rogers.
You want to
I'm
be
sure I
Forrester?
can honor Matt Rogers' name better.
Anyway, so Road to Nats is next week. What are you expecting to see on the top tables? What is the plan?
I expect a lot of top eights. Well, actually,
I
the-
expect
for the-
exactly 8 top 8s.
I expect top eights in every one of them. I am minimum top eights on every one of them, right?
Yeah.
No, but
What do you?
I don't know what to expect out of USA, to be quite honest, because
I think anything can happen in the US,
Yeah.
right? Because it's still early days for them.
yeah, There's a lot of developing. I mean, there's probably a lot of core groups that are doing a lot of travel that actually have got a lot of playtesting. And for those people, I would expect a lot of change to be amongst them.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I think like US has a lot of potential just to surprise us with like how much they've grown over the last few months of serious testing. But at the same time, I also think that maybe they've missed some of the fundamentals of
the early stages of the game.
Yeah, because they're kind of still new to Classic Constructed. So I expect some heroes like Katsu and Dorinthia to do disproportionately well, just because they
are strong heroes in their own right.
They're strong and they're good for new players to play, and they're also prey on people making mistakes.
Yeah.
So I expect to see those heroes do very well. In New Zealand,
I do expect. So we got the two Wellington ones first, like next week. I'm expecting them ones to have more than 25, if not 30% chain.
Yeah,
I'm showing, and then I expect at least 4 or 5 chain top 8.
Yeah, I'm expecting there to be a boogeyman in this format.
I hope there's a proper
boogeyman that is chain, because his raw power level is just so high.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I think 4 to 5 chain players in top 8.
Yeah.
Just because of how powerful the deck is. I can see a Ninja or
Ninja and Warrior and Bravo making like filling out the rest of the spots. Yeah. To be honest, outside of that, I don't see much else. I mean, I might be surprised by a Prismless that somehow actively avoids the Warrior match. Or even Rhino.
We haven't really worked out the best Prism deck yet, have we?
No.
We haven't put a whole lot of time into
list, but it's just...
Yeah,
runs a tough time into a couple of decks.
Yeah, it's good against chain.
Really good against chain. It actually has a favourable matchup.
But like, just really struggles against some of the other popular decks in the format.
Really struggles against Warrior. It doesn't have too bad of a time against Bravo. I think with a little fine tuning, I think a skilled player could pilot it better against a Bravo player, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it's quite dependent on you getting the library as well.
Yeah.
If you get the library late, I think the matchup's a lot harder.
Yeah.
I think if it's favourable right now, I think the Bravo players can adapt their list quite quickly to beat it as well, if it does become a problem. Yeah. So I think Bravo is going to remain a difficult matchup. Yeah. Like, as soon as it gets easy, it's going to get harder again because people are just going to tweak it. And Bravo is so adaptable in that way to different builds. So...
It's basically an instant launch against Rhino and Livia.
Yeah. I don't expect to see too many of those decks.
Yeah.
I expect the Monarch heroes, Bolton,
has a
Livia.
Very good matchup against Bolton.
Yeah, I expect Bolton and Livia to not be too popular. Yeah. We've seen that they're like the less popular of the new heroes, and that they also don't seem to be.
I don't know. Here in Dunedin, Bolton tends to be quite a pet pick for some people.
Yeah, I think it's because there are a lot of Warrior players that have a lot of the cards already. Yeah, but I think competitively, Bolton and Livia are not going to be so popular. Yeah, I think Livia is a strong deck, but I don't think she appeals to competitively minded players enough.
Like, rolling your chances of winning the game on RNG, like a lot of RNG, doesn't feel good when you want to win by skill, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, losing a crucial game on Livia is just so brutal to sit through. Like, it's actually like full on pain.
Yeah. The thing is you can start off so well in Livia. Like, you could have like the perfect dice rolls, the perfect RNG.
And then like
fall over? Two turns
of just nothing, and you fall
over.
and
you just fall over.
Yeah.
Which is so punishing. It's just, I don't see any way where a competitive player is like, you know what, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then be happy with themselves at the end of it without actually just trying to have fun. Like, I don't think you can be competitive and play it.
Yeah.
You have to be fun and play it, right?
And I'm not saying I don't like Livia. I've played her quite a bit. She's really fun.
Yeah.
And she's really flavorful. But I don't think she competitively appeals to people.
Yeah.
Just because of the randomness that is inherent to her design. And like, well, people might say, you know, well, Rhino has some randomness. And that's true, but his randomness is like also incredibly manageable.
Yeah, his is like one thing, whereas hers is like 2 to 3.
Yeah. There's more points to fail as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because like in Levia, you have to banish cards to turn off your blood debt. You have to have cards in your graveyard to banish. You need to have 6 pluses in your hand or other cards that banish to keep pressure on. And then you need to often roll scab skins to fulfill that. And you're just inviting all these different things into your gameplay to mess up, right? Yeah. Like, it's not just you need to banish certain cards. You need to banish certain cards to get certain effects. So you can banish other cards to get other effects. And it's just one part of that messes up. Then you can be in like a world of hurt, right? Yeah. Even if you hit the banishes that don't like, so that you don't die, there are still like a bunch of cards with blood debt that aren't 6+ that you still want to banish, so that you can replay them, like Howl from Beyonds and stuff. And if you just miss them constantly, like the whole game, then you just like 10 miss damage, right? Because if you get to replay it, it's back in the pool for you to banish it again. So if you just keep missing it turn after turn, it's like a lot of missed damage. It's just purely random.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see. I just don't see it being that popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. See Chain being number 1. I see Bravo being very powerful.
Little played though. I
don't seem to be that popular.
Yeah.
Because Bravo's traditionally a lesser played hero.
Yeah.
There are fans that love Bravo. I like playing Bravo, but ultimately the majority of people don't seem to play Bravo. Yeah. Even when he's like really strong. Dash. Maybe there's a Dash list out there. I'm not sure. I think it's going to have such a hard time into Chain.
There is a control list with Snag that could do well into Chain, but it will take a lot of testing to get it there.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to change your mindset of how you play that deck by so much.
Yeah.
We played me and Liam have played a few matches already, and it's just like
just feels really hard. Yeah, I can imagine, right? The thing that makes Chain so difficult to play against is that for every kind of action that you can take against him, he has some way of playing that directly counters the way you're playing the game.
Yeah.
So if you try and race him, he can often race harder than you can. Or
you try to set up, he can set up better.
Yeah, it's like, if he's not winning the race, you can just start 4-card blocking until he gets his banishes up, and then he can race you, no problems. He has, Husk or...
Grasp, Arc, Skullcap.
Yeah, for a huge fridge, or instead of Husk, he can play either Ironweave, which is still like an insane equipment in its own right.
Yeah.
If you try to set up, he can be aggressive, so he can really punish you in the early game. And then he can set up higher than you can.
Well, he can still be setting up while doing all that, right?
Yeah.
Like, he can just be setting up his banish and just be swinging with what he's got in hand.
Yeah.
And it's just...
And then, if you're trying to play full control and deck him, then he can also just set up, or he can play aggro. He can basically play every kind of way except control. And it's, just so hard to deal with.
Yeah. Because,
you don't know what way he's going to play, And then you also have these, adjacent chain builds. So you can have, the full aggro chain build, but then you can also have the combo chain builds, right? Yeah. So it's how do I even, sideboard this? Which one is going to be more popular?
Playing into it was aggro Prism plays really well into it. Actually plays really well into it. And if you see your library early enough, it's, so huge in your favor.
Pretty winnable?
Yeah.
So you think maybe Prism could be one of the ones that sneak in?
I think it could sneak in, but it does have to avoid a bunch of matchups, because it has some completely unwinnable matchups, not even a chance.
Okay.
But
just really struggles into Rhino, really struggles into Bravo, probably really struggles into. I think maybe Katsu's probably a bit even. But
Katsu's a coin toss, but I mean at that point you just need library, and then the game changes. It becomes less of a coin toss.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm waiting to see how Worry does. I'm always terrible at building Worry into new meta, so decent at playing him, but I can never build the deck.
I think these first few Road to Nets is going to be good information for everyone.
Yeah.
It's just something to pay attention to see how defining the meta could be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm prepared to be wrong. I'd be happy if I was wrong.
I'd be happy if I was wrong, because I'm like, it's not that I'm mad at the game, but a meta when a chain is just overly dominant and there's not like a triangle or
I mean, like
a changing position.
Having just come out of like Blitz season, where Aria and Kano are like the two pillars of the deck, and in my opinion, neither of them are too fun to play against.
Yeah.
I think Kano is pretty fun, but I was never that confident on the deck to play competitively. And I think I was good at Aria, but I find it an absolute snooze fest to play.
Yeah.
Whether now it's like, if Constructed ends up being the same way, where Chain is incredibly dominant and Bravo is incredibly dominant. Like, I like Bravo, he can be fun to play, but I can't play him for weeks and weeks. Yeah. You know, I'll get bored of him. And Chain, I don't really enjoy that much. I don't know.
It's not bad. It's just...
I think I would enjoy him more if he was a bit more, like, fair.
Yeah. But that saying, this format is technically only 2 months.
It's early days. It's
early days in the format, and I don't imagine this format's actually that long. Because we have Tales of Aria in September.
Right,
which means this, you know, it's like we're mid-July already, we're mid-August and mid-September. Yeah. You know, we only got two and a bit months, and then the meta,
hopefully the meta will change.
Hopefully the meta changes.
If the meta
Ranger
doesn't
come back.
Like, I mean, it's way too early to say, but if the meta doesn't change, then I think with the next year, I think some balancing things might have to happen.
And in my opinion, it's had a less dominating space than Dash. Dash had a dominating control over the meta for a way larger period of time. Mm-hmm. But
I wasn't so bad about Dash. Like, Dash was a pain in the ass.
It was a pain in the ass. It did have decks not that it had decks that it ought to lost to, but it had decks that had a lot fairer matchups.
Katsu was like a real kick in the teeth to Dash, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, Warrior was a pain to Gatsu, so it kind of made this triangle better. It was quite fun to play.
Yeah.
And the matchups were winnable on other sides.
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was that bad. But
it wasn't that bad.
You know, if the next set comes out and Chain is like insanely dominant and constructed, and Aria is still insanely dominant in Blitz, I'm gonna be like,
why?
Yeah,
why
exactly, right.
It just makes the game feel like there's not
much options. Change, right?
But Tales of Aria.
We'll see. I think it will
the Ranger
change.
On the cover looks amazing.
Yeah.
The ethereal bow. Looks promising. The talent for Aria is going to be something mystical, I imagine, which means probably something that's very hidden.
Yeah, I mean, like, seeing Ranger on the cover is like the most reassuring thing to me, right? Because Ranger, like,
it tells you they haven't given up on Ranger, right? Like, at this point, like, had you not seen it, you're doing like, why did they give up on Ranger?
Right now we're gonna go for Tails on Ranger right now. Right now, Ranger is a pretty terrible hero.
Yeah.
She's cool. She's got some like unique mechanics, but competitively, her card efficiency and the way she plays the game is just not up to snuff with the other heroes. She's too weak, and unlike Kano, she doesn't really have that makeup of shining in Blitz.
Yeah.
So she's better in Blitz, but not great.
Yeah.
So the one thing she does do really well is she's a silver bullet.
Yeah.
So she can really shut down the shadow heroes because she has Sleep Dart, and you know,
bunch of others. There's a couple of others.
All these dominate effects that she can push through, which really punish these decks that want to have their cake and eat it, right?
Yeah.
So the issue is if you play those decks, maybe Ranger does become viable if Chain is super dominant.
Yeah.
But the deck is just terrible against other decks other than the Shadow Heroes, to the point where it's like, do I actually want to put myself through the pain of playing that? So if Mysteria gives a new Ranger and... Sorry, I keep getting confused.
I want a ninja set. Don't get me wrong. I want a ninja set.
Mysteria and Aria are like the same thing to me. No, they're not. When Aria comes out and a new Ranger comes out, I want that Ranger to actually be like top tier. Yeah. I want there to be a top tier Ranger deck because I have played a little bit of Ranger in the past at Blitz, and she is so much fun to actually play when you're not getting crushed into the dirt.
Yeah.
So if they can make a Ranger that's viable and competitive, I think they can, right? Like, they're able to put so much time into this next set, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's probably like their first set that wasn't like in the originally planned sets.
Yeah. No, it was. It was in the appreciation. It was in the retailer plant fit.
Oh, okay.
So, I would not.
Like ages ago.
Huh. So, my opinion is that they've been testing stuff for this for a long period of time, like design workouts that they've had for ages. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... And
they've just been fleshing it out since then.
Yeah. I mean, I think they've like kind of designed all the sets with each other set in mind.
Yeah.
Like, I think Snag was printed in Crucible as a very deliberate nod to Chain, because this card doesn't make sense anywhere else, really.
At the moment, it doesn't, but it doesn't mean it won't, right?
No, yeah. But I think it is somewhat there for him, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Rotonets. Looking forward. I'm looking forward to our trip to Nelson.
Yeah. So looking forward to the road trips with the boys. The burgers along the way. It's going to be fantastic.
We have a stop in Christchurch already on Nelson.
Yeah.
On our way to Nelson.
There are some good burgers in Christchurch.
Bacon Bros, we're going there.
Sweet.
Oh, moustache cookies because I want some cookie pies.
I'll just eat them, but I'm already hungry.
Yeah, I want cookie pies though. I might just order some to get delivered down here. They ship nationwide. I'm gonna have to get some.
Yeah, and then I guess finishing off the Rotonet season, we're gonna have.
I think we're the last
one. We're gonna have Rotonets in Dunedin.
Yeah. The weekend before the first calling in America too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess, you know, if you want to get some last minute like kind of insights into the meta before you head off to the calling, you know, make sure to yeah, we're gonna have a stream. So it's gonna be live broadcasted.
Yeah.
The whole event. We'll have commentary. It's
Right,
gonna be fantastic.
In the studio, it'll be mean. It'll be the best stream out there.
Yes.
The best. Diet jar games. And Friday night we're playing Team Sealed.
Yeah. So Crucible of War Unlimited is coming out very soon.
Yep, next week I believe. Right? Am I wrong? Yep.
Yeah, Crucible of War.
I'm wrong.
Oh, okay, you're wrong.
It's next week. No, it is next week.
Yeah, it's shipping from this Friday. So
yeah. So Team Sealed is like a fantastic format. It like just is such a blast to play. It's like a cooperative work with your friends, and because you get to actually like talk and ask your friends for advice during the game, has this whole other element to it. And we've spoken about it before in the past.
Yeah.
But it's such a great experience that, you know, you get to put together a team of your best buddies. You get to travel to the event and play, and it's fantastic, you know.
Problematic if your friend group exists more than 3 but less than 6. But
yeah,
if you've got three friends,
yeah, I'm sorry if you get left out of the Team Sealed group, then
feels bad.
Oof, yeah. Just join in with some others. I'm sure there'll be other people.
Yeah, there'll be multiple people. It's such a fun format that, like, even playing with new people would still be fun.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And then we've got Dice Jar Jams as well.
Yeah, on the Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Because on the Saturday it's the Rotonets event.
Yeah.
And on the Sunday we have Dice Jar Jams, and I believe
is
a winner case.
Monarch First Edition.
Monarch First Edition.
Yeah, so it's like a huge prize. Yeah. It's over 1,000 New Zealand dollars.
Yes,
so,
it's definitely over 1,000.
Yeah,
it's like 1,600.
Yeah,
at the moment, 1,500, 1,600.
Something like that. It'll change.
It will change. It will go up and down.
Hopefully up.
Hopefully up.
But yeah, it's going to be a huge prize, and once again, it's going to be streamed. It's all going to be live. It's going to be a couple of weeks before the calling.
Yeah.
So if you want to,
it's 1 week before the first American calling.
Yeah.
Because it's the week after.
Yeah.
Which is also the first time we see Tales of Aria for the premiere event.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a lot of eyes on that.
Yeah, definitely. Talk about
a lot of people will travel for that one. I reckon it's probably not going to be the biggest of the callings, but I think a lot of people travel for that one.
Yeah, I mean, like, new set releasing for the first time is like, that's like, you want to be there, right? Yeah. Because, like, you get to experience the cards before anyone else, you know, and it, you know, as someone that plays card games, the new set feel is, like, amazing, right? It doesn't matter how good the set actually ends up being, just having new cards in your hands, just theorizing what decks you can build and put together, and all the different, like, connections that you can make with other cards, and the lore and the art is just, like, unparalleled in, like, excitement.
That Aria border, I want that Aria border on more cards.
It's like, it's, in my opinion, it's, like, better than getting, like, a brand new video game that you've been hyped for ages. Wait, you know.
What?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, it's like a new video game. It's awesome.
Yeah, it looks to be really exciting. But with that said, next week, I believe, exactly a week from when we're recording this, not when this is going to be released, because this could be, you know, out tomorrow instead. We actually get our first look at Tales of Aria with the product announcement from FabTCG or LSS.
I don't expect it to have any cards.
I don't expect it. I
think it's going to be like the Monarch one, where they just show the box artwork and how many legendaries are in it. Yeah, that's what I want to know.
I imagine they may or may not announce the spoiler season for it, because if there's a premiere event like 3 weeks or 2 weeks before the actual set release, I imagine their spoiler season needs to be on the earlier side of that premiere event. Otherwise, the spoiler season seems redundant when people have already seen all the cards.
Do you think there'll be a spoiler season, or do you think they'll just blind do the premiere event?
They're going to announce the spoiler season, and it will be before, because it would make no sense to have it after, or they're going to say this time we're not doing a spoiler season because the premiere event's going to be the spoiler. Yeah,
I mean, I would prefer there to be like a light spoiler season. Yeah, where say like half the cards get spoiled over like a duration of like a couple weeks.
I'd be happy with like a fifth of a card got spoiled, like less than. I'd be happy if less than 30 cards got spoiled.
Really?
Yeah. Because when the premiere event happens, it's almost guaranteed that like 99% of the set will.
Yeah, I think it's fair to like spoil more cards than like just a fifth. Like, I would actually like to have like a pretty decent sized spoiler season, so that you can have the hype leading up to it, and then you tune in for the first cooling day, and you just see like 60 new cards get spoiled all in one day. Because I think having like 200 cards spoiled in one day
is too much.
It'll be like just information overload. Yeah. You know? Like, I think we want to see...
Give me something to do, man. Will I be wallowing my sadness of not
Take the calling day off. Are you going to the calling? No, I'm just looking at all the new cards.
I'm going to watch on the stream. I want to see what they're playing.
Yeah, I would
just consistently, you just watching it. Pause.
Yeah.
What does that card say? I can't see it that well.
You guys get to go and play in the calling in America, but we're going to watch it on the couch. Yeah. That's the plan. Speaking of like streams and events and stuff, have you been watching the Devastation series?
The dev teams CC matches.
Yeah.
You mean the one where it's just Jason beating everyone with Chain?
Oh yeah, that one.
Come on, guys. You can't just let him take the Mickey of it.
Yeah. Come on, get Jason.
I'm not angry, guys.
He's a good player, but come on.
Disappointed you let him run the ruts.
I'm not saying I could beat Jason, but
so today's one was Jacob on Bolton, which was not favourable. It did start off in Jacob's favour, but like most chain matchups, if you get any progressed on, you can set up pretty well.
Yeah, like to be honest, I don't think that match was ever in Jacob's favour.
Yeah, I don't think it ever was. I just think it started in his favour.
No, I entirely disagree. Like, I just think Jason was just super happy to just block until his opponent, like, he had like 3 Luminous in like the first 3 turns, and it still wasn't like close. Yeah. So,
makes it rough.
Yeah, rough time for Jacob. Like,
not exactly where you want.
He did play well, but Chain was just like playing combo Chain, which was like quite happy to be defensive in the first few turns. Is just like such a good matchup for Chain that he's just like so happy, and the banishes are insane. Like last week we got a couple weeks ago we got double Art of War, And this week we get double Riftbinds banish, triple seeds.
He did banish two Art Wars in the same turn.
That's true, yeah.
Which didn't even set him back, so what's the point?
Yeah. But is Jason too lucky?
He's just too lucky. I don't understand it, man. That said, I believe his next matchup's against Carol, and Carol has Reiner and Prism still in there, Forte, right?
Yeah, I believe so. So we'll see if the Prism comes out.
Hopefully.
If you think it's good against Chain,
I reckon Ergo Prism has a really good matchup against Chain. Really good matchup against
If he's gone with an Iris build, he's just dead though.
If I see an Iris, if it starts and I see Carol with an Iris, I'm probably not watching the rest of the video. I'm gonna go cry in the corner and wait until someone tells me whether we won or lost. If someone tells me you won, I'm gonna watch that matchup back to back.
Yeah.
But I think the Iris build into Chain is not favorable.
Yeah, it's too slow, eh?
Yeah, just way too slow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see because at the moment it's very, very chain stomping everyone. Yeah. So we'll see if the devs can turn it around if they can beat their own decks.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of people still have their pet decks waiting. Like I know.
I mean, some of the
Yusung still hasn't played Ninja yet.
Yeah, I mean we've got some of the less good decks out of the way, right? Ranger's been played. Ranger's been played. Kano has been played.
Alton, Dash.
Yeah, exactly, right? So some of the traditionally seen as weaker heroes are out of the way. So hopefully in the rundown we'll see Chain get knocked out and we'll see some different games getting played.
I know Carol's still got Reiner, so that's his pet deck.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how he's built his Reiner actually. Whether he's gone for the Claws combo build or he's gone for a slower control deck. I think it's going to be really cool to see.
Yeah.
It's the main thing I get out of this. I don't think it's that valuable to just, although we've been talking about it, just saying, haha, Chain won.
Yeah.
But I think it's quite cool to look at the decks that they're playing.
How differently they can be played.
Yeah, and what cards they're choosing, even if, say, they are losing to Chain. Just have a look. Because we did see in the Bolton deck that he was playing a Snag.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that, the devs agree that you play Snake versus Chain. Yeah. So even in some of your more aggressive decks, which is interesting, because we were thinking of just playing it in
these are all predetermined lists as well. They've had these lists sorted out
for quite a while, right?
Yeah.
Must do.
Yeah. It was part of the thing. So they had to have them pre-sorted out for it. So he had that Snag in the list, knowing that he probably, after picking, being I am running into Chain, and this needs to be an option.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised it wasn't in the Dash list. I think he may thought he could.
Well, Dash played into Viscerai, right?
Yeah, but he might have thought he might have it wasn't even in the sideboard.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe he thought he had a different game plan that was slightly more favorable for it.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool if they did a post kind of match interview, I guess.
Talk to them about why certain choices were made. Yeah. They do deck tech videos, but I imagine these are probably pre-recorded before the matchup.
Yeah.
So they're less helpful.
It'd be interesting to see the behind the scenes, how they actually decided to do it and why they kind of picked the format they did. Because it's kind of weird how they have one deck that just plays over and over and over. I think it might have been more interesting to just play different decks against each other,
I did have one bone to pick with it.
Oh, okay.
It's out by 0.5 of a mils of a second. Because every time he did that Lumina reveal, I could just hear Newsong calling out that it was a hit or a miss before you even see the card. It was the first one that's miss, and I'm like, what did he miss on? I haven't even seen it yet. And then it's Razor Reflex, and you're like, what?
Audio syncing issues.
Yeah. Just slightly off.
I mean, we're not guilt-free on that one.
We're not guilt-free on that one.
It was just had a few cases like that.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool to see that LSS is making more content themselves. Yeah. I think it's really important for when people find out about the game, they're like, well, what's it like? And you can go, well, here's an Ira deck, right? We can play an Ira deck, but like the starter decks I'm talking, but it's not really like actually playing a proper game of Flesh and Blood. They're like, the Aria deck teaches you the basic mechanics, but it's not actually the whole experience. Whether like you can say to somebody, hey, check out these games, they're commentated by LSS dev by developers, and they're playing like at the highest ability, and you can say this is what Flesh and Blood actually is. And it's like really easy to find, and I think it has like a lot of potential to just get people in that have like thought about the game, looked at it, but they're not really too sure, and not really so into it that they find some of the smaller channels or they're on the Facebook pages and stuff. I think it's just going to be like really easy to find content for new players to get stuck into.
That's it. This week in testing.
Yeah.
How did your testing go this week, Dan?
Well, I didn't test at all.
What do you mean? We're in testing
I was
season.
away.
Why didn't you...
I was in Christchurch catching up with a mate. So it's been a pretty lax week for me. But yeah, looking forward, back in town now, looking forward to play some more Flesh and Blood. So we've already, Liam and I have filmed a couple +1 videos today that'll be coming out shortly. That's going to be really cool. Really enjoying making those videos, so just going to keep pumping them out. And we've got a few different ideas, so we're going to have the traditional...
I think it'd be good to have suggestions as well. If there is something that you guys, like a certain matchup that you guys would like to see that we haven't looked at, feel free to suggest it.
One video that we've done is the traditional, like, we play against each other and talk through our decisions. The other video we did, it's still an Art of War +1 video. So the idea is it's going to be... It's a slightly different video idea, but it's still kind of on the idea of, like, testing and building and trying out different deck types. And it's more like we've got a Blitz Kano deck, and we're upgrading it into a constructed Kano deck. And we're just talking about all the different card choices, and not just saying, like, this is the best card here. We're explaining, like, where it might be good, where it might not be good, and also, like, how you can apply the thought processes that we use for building that deck to, like, other decks. So that you can build any other deck better the first time, and how you can improve on it as you go on. So I think that's a really good video. It's going to be out soon, and I think it's worth watching even if you're not a Kano player. So, definitely keep an eye out for that one.
I definitely think it's worthwhile. We're sure we'll be recording more later this week for as well. We've got to get you on. You've been suspiciously absent, Nick. It's just been timing, but
because we film them at different times from the podcast. So, with work and everything, it's not always easy to get everyone on. So it's going to be really cool to have you on, and then eventually I might have guests on +1, to show off their unique decks, their unique styles of play. So I think that will be really exciting in the future as well.
Heaps of content planned.
Lots of cool stuff coming out. Lots of cool stuff, and it's only going to get as Flesh and Blood picks up. We've got a set release in a couple months. We've got the callings coming up. We're going to have so much content to watch. It's going to be amazing.
It's only going to get bigger.
I mean, like, the YouTube sphere and content creation sphere is, like, fairly small at the moment, but I think it's just going to get way bigger over the next few months. It's really exciting. I think the Flesh and Blood player base is going to really grow as well. All right. Should we move on to card of the week?
Let's go to card of the week. So, bam. Card of the week. What is it? Dan?
Chains of Eminence. Try say that 3 times fast.
No thanks. Chains.
All right.
Chuck me one here.
We've got a couple of the cards.
We actually have a couple on the table here. So we're just going to look at it as we go for it.
I think Liam left them.
Liam left them behind from his Art of War +1 videos. He's missing a lot of his sideboard, so I hope he's not planning on playing his Chains deck without these cards at some point.
Anyway, it's a 0-cost generic action aura, so it stays on the field when you play it. It blocks 2, so like a lot of generics do. It has go again, so you can play something else. And when it enters the arena, you can name a card, which is like very different from any other card in the game. It's a unique effect. The name card can't be pitched, played, or used to defend while Chains of Eminence is in the arena. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy chains. So it lasts around through your opponent's turn and like stops them from playing specific cards you name.
Yeah.
So what card in particular are we thinking about naming with this card? What's the idea?
Seeds and Riftbind.
Seeds and Riftbind, yeah.
They're basically it.
That's the main plan, right? Because
matchups are just thinking about what the deck plays of at that point.
Yeah, so Chain plays quite often plays 2 different cards in Rainbow, which is all 3 colors. So he plays 9 Seeds and quite often 9 Riftbind. So you can name either one and have a decent chance of breaking your opponent. Especially
usually
if
you'll see it in their Banish Zone and it'll be pretty displayed. So
yeah, if they're setting up, then they'll have a Riftbind sitting there. You know, even if they have any cards Spanish sitting there, you can name cards with Chains of Eminence and stop them from playing them if you don't want to see it. And you can stop them from blocking with Carrion Husk.
Does damage too. Did you know this card attacks without attacking? Because at the end of that turn, because they couldn't play that card, they take Blood Debt damage.
Exactly, yeah. So you can name Carrion Husk on a crucial turn if you need to. So it's like some useful tech for it. Yeah. I think it has a lot of application in some other matchups, you know.
It does. It does have a lot of applications in other matchups.
It's been a very overlooked card until recently.
Largely just because it wasn't fast enough, I feel. It wasn't...
Well, there weren't like specific cards that were like so needed to be stopped.
Yeah.
But I do think there are cards that you do actually want to stop. Yeah. You know, like...
Warrior's Valor.
Yeah, Warrior's Valor is a big one for Warrior. I think if you're playing a Shadow Hero, then you can name certain cards for them against Ranger. You know, you can name Sleep Dart, or you can name, you know, whatever they just put on the top with Memorial Grounds.
Yeah.
To stop them from playing it, you know. And against other decks, like, it's not even that bad against Bravo, because Bravo shows you the top cards of his deck all the time with Blessings of Deliverance and stuff.
So you can see what's coming in a turn away.
Exactly, right? And the deck is, Bravo's also, like, super obvious with what he arsenals, right? You almost always know there's, like, oh, it's a defense reaction this turn, or oh, it's an attack action. It's pretty easy to work out.
Yeah.
It's not always easy to work out the exact card, but you can
usually get pretty close to predicting what it is.
Yeah. So I think it has like a host of different applications that like we haven't really used until now. Another interesting part is that you can name potions as well. Yeah. So if there's a potion in play, like a Time Snap potion, you can play this and stop them from using the Time Snap potion.
Yeah. Which is a good move for Prism.
Yeah. I mean,
go Time Snap. Sentinel pass.
Yeah, and what are they going to do? Absolutely nothing.
Attack the Sentinel, because if they don't, they lose another turn.
Yeah, basically. And they can't break their Time Snap potion, so they can't get an extra action point.
Which means you effectively stop them for one turn, which means whatever they banish is punishing.
Pretty much, unless they just play a bunch of non-attack actions and waste them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like... Uniquely against Chain, I think it has a lot of different functions. Like, there are a large number of scenarios where the card is actively really useful and like really detrimental to the Chain player.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future we'll see like, I guess a Bravo list running both Chains and Snag, just to like really mess with them. Do you kind of see that, or just one or the other?
Just one or the other. I don't think. No, just one or the other.
Just one or the other?
I think Snag is enough for Bravo. Because I feel like Snag is one where you can guarantee that the person is trying to set up against you. And most chains into Bravo usually want to set up. They're not trying to race, because they just lose that race, to be honest.
Yeah. I think maybe it just gives you a bit more like of a guarantee. Because like, there is actually a reasonable chance that you don't draw the Snag. Like, if it's only a 3 of in your deck, and you just miss it on a crucial turn, you draw it way too early, and you pitch it to, like, block, because it's a blue, you block, like, Blood Debt with it and stuff. Block arcane damage, rather, not Blood Debt. And then you might just not draw it again in time.
You do go through your deck pretty well and cycle it quite a few times on Bravo's side, so, I mean, it's not against... It's not, like, badly favoured to not see one.
Yeah, I mean,
that have to be both
the Chain game usually you want the Snag for turn 7 or 8, just before the chain player decks. And if you're going through 4
You're
cards a
guaranteed for a
turn,
turn,
so it's
yeah.
about 36, 40 cards if you
That's
use
like
all your turn 1 cards.
70, 80% of your deck.
Yeah, so you're fairly likely to see it,
Yeah.
but there's a chance you might not.
Fairly likely to see 2, if not 3, by the end. 2.
2, yeah.
So pretty good card. Definitely makes sideboard. I think it's the better option for the mirror.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting card because it very rewards skill.
Yeah.
Like, if you've been paying attention to your opponent's pitch, you know when they're going to draw certain cards up again.
Yeah.
Then you can like save it for then, or you can know what to name with it.
Yeah.
If you see your opponent in rainbow pitch like blue, yellow, Warriors Valor or something, then you know to name that later on.
Yeah.
And then it's going to like seriously break someone.
So, don't sleep on it. Put it in the deck.
Yeah, I'm like...
It's definitely a very good sideboard card.
Exactly, like, even if you don't think it's maybe like the best card in your deck, just try it out.
Yeah.
Put it in your deck, see if it does actually help you out, and if it doesn't, no sweat, just take it back out.
Yeah. I think you'll find with the Roads and Ents list that it may be making a decent appearance. Definitely Snag will be in most of those lists.
Yep. Do you expect to see Snag being a very, very well played card?
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be in like
quite
90%
a lot of the decks.
of them.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Chains to make it into at least 40%.
I almost think Chains will be more popular because Snag is kind of a bit like, kind of terrible if you draw it with like another blue to pitch, or you draw them together and you have multiple cards that don't block. Like at least with Chains, you can actually block for 2.
Yeah.
If they're not attacking you for Arcane, which you can defend with the Snag, and they're not like buffing or refine, then the card is like quite dead.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of cards you want to Arsenal, and a lot of the top decks right now. So yeah, Bravo really wants to set up a Spinal Crush, and Warrior wants to set up like Supremacy, and Katsu's all about Plunder Runs.
Yeah.
So I think with how like contested Arsenal spots are, you kind of have to draw it at the right time for the Snag. Whether the strength of Chains is a set and forget, right? You just play it as soon as you get it, you name whatever you think is most detrimental to them at the time, and hopefully you get them.
Yeah.
And if you're naming seeds, you'll probably get them. 9 out of 60 cards is like a pretty good shot. So it's, yeah. Anyway, that's card of the week.
Yeah, it's a good card of the week. Anything else?
Yeah, I've got nothing more really to add for today.
Bit
of a shorter one.
Bit of a shorter one, and we're missing a person, but yeah.
That's all good.
We got more playtesting this week. We both have playtesting this week,
Yeah.
not just half of us. I did.
Yeah, we're all going to be back together.
Yeah, the band's going to be back together.
Yes.
Gonna play our first album now. I mean, sorry. We have an armory tomorrow, so we'll be taking a couple of decks of that to play.
What are you thinking of playing?
Well, I did Aggro Prism all last week, so not Aggro Prism again.
All right. I think I might play Bravo.
Yeah, I'm probably
I have to put a chain list together at home some point, but
I'm probably playing my chains list that I haven't played yet.
Yeah, cool.
I think it's probably a good time to get some playtime into it.
Yeah, I think chains might very well be what I end up playing, either chain or Bravo. I'm not really sure which I'm gonna commit to for the road season, but yeah. Maybe if there's a warrior list that comes out that's like really there, I'll play that. But who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching this episode of Art of War.
Yep.
Make sure to like and subscribe. It'll keep Greg happy.
And give us any comments, any feedbacks, any Art of War +1 videos that you want to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think of the podcast, and we'll make sure to check it out and reply and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bye.